Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to only the second ever NLW Royal Rumble. It's the most unpredictable night in wrestling, and we are going to see shocking returns, debuts and more here in the Royal Rumble. It's every man for himself. Who is going to win it? Who is going to WrestleMania? The Demon! Kane has returned! The Big Red Machine is back! And still you can see the chaos ensuing. Oh my God! The Animal has been unleashed! And Randy Orton cannot take it, taking his frustrations out on his rival. And this is a sad display right here. Who is going to be able to stop the NWO? Michaels helping Triple H. And what the hell has he done? Shawn Michaels has just kicked Triple H out of this Rumble. And Shawn Michaels and the NWO running roughshod. The Demon has been unleashed. Finn Balor has arrived. And Shawn Michaels sees that Triple H is back now. And Michaels is gone, thanks to Finn Balor and Triple H. And the game is wanting revenge on the NWO. And we are down to our final two, CM Punk or The Undertaker. One of them is going to WrestleMania. CM Punk tries for the GTS, but sent over the top. The Undertaker, the dead man, the Phenom, is going to WrestleMania. CM Punk is crushed, but The Undertaker has fulfilled his destiny. Welcome to No Limits Wrestling. We are officially on the road to WrestleMania 2. We've had the Royal Rumble. We've seen the shocks. We've seen the surprises. We've seen some pretty brutal matches as well. And tonight, the road to WrestleMania rolls on. This is episode 36. And this company has been shaken up in numerous ways. And one of them is by our new Royal Rumble winner. That man is The Undertaker. Last night, he outlasted 29 others to win the Royal Rumble, and now he's going on to WrestleMania 2. He will be out here later. He's going to be at WrestleMania to challenge for the world title, but tonight he explains to the fans why he's so elated. And the road to WrestleMania continues its momentum, and it is on track here tonight. And hang on. And what the hell is this? No. Oh, God damn it. Not these asses. These jackasses right here. And I should have known when I heard the DX music that they were not going to be out here, because if you saw what happened at the Royal Rumble, you would know what happened, and you would know why this is so damn offensive. Well, it's not D-Generation X. It's just... And there you see the new Intercontinental Champion, R-Truth, along with the Tag Team Champions, and what's he got to say?
No, it is not D-Generation X. It is a group 100 times better. This is the NWO. And we are officially on the road to WrestleMania. And what does that mean exactly? Well, it means bigger matches, bigger superstardom. It's a chance for you to shine on the big stage. That is, of course, if you're a member of the NWO, which a lot of the roster aren't, unfortunately for them. Hey, it's great news for us. Now, you may have seen the Royal Rumble, and you may have known that we hit a little bit of a snag. I promised you that a member of the NWO would win the Royal Rumble, but I'm going to admit it didn't happen. But no, hang on. Before you jump to conclusions, that does not mean that we were not successful last night. We showed the world what we are capable of, and by that, I mean this. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the newest member of the NWO, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels!
And I'm very intrigued as to why this man has turned his back on these fans, turned his back on Triple H, and essentially the entire roster. And there he is. There is Shawn Michaels, and over the past few weeks, many of us were skeptical of the DX reunion that manifested itself, and none of us really expected it to end well, because they were at each other's throats, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, because they are rivals, but they were together as DX to take down the NWO. That's what we believed. However, at the Royal Rumble, Shawn Michaels made a choice to turn his back on Triple H, and not only do that, because that's understandable in this situation, he joined the NWO as well, and now what has he got to say?
The following message goes out to Triple H. If you mistreat a wrestler of the caliber of Shawn Michaels, you get what you deserve, and that's exactly what you got at the Royal Rumble. A chair to the face and a kick to the chin, and sending you packing. Now, you may have taken your frustrations out on the Big Show, but that's what we wanted. We want to get inside your head, we want to make you angry. We're not happy and content with competing like the rest of you. We're here to take over, we're here to take control. Yes, I make matches here, but I don't run the company. But with this group behind me, we could. And that scares people like Triple H. It scares people like the Royal Rumble winner, The Undertaker. Certainly scares people like that jackass on commentary over there.
Hey.
You thought that you could just reform DX with him to take us down? That would never have worked. Before the Royal Rumble began, we had it all set out. Shawn Michaels. He was smart. Something you were not, Triple H. He was smart enough to come to us. He was smart enough to be involved in this entire operation. And how the hell can I refuse? And he understands what's going to happen if he stabs me in the back. So rule that out right now. And it doesn't matter that you got eliminated Shawn. It's in the past. Just move on, move forward, and you'll get your world title opportunity. And then we'll have all the gold. We got our tag champs, Nash and the Big Show. We got our new Intercontinental Champion, R-Truth, who won that title fair and square at the Rumble last night. Who is going to stop us? Shawn, I have booked a match. Let's call it an exhibition for now. In our main event tonight, you are going to go one-on-one with the man who last night failed to win the world title, Sting. Yes, that's right, it's a dream matchup. Michaels versus Sting. That's going to draw money, live tonight. But before that, about halfway through the show, maybe an hour's time, AJ Styles is going to be back out here with me. And after beating Sting at the Rumble, Styles needs a new challenger for the World Heavyweight Championship at our next pay-per-view, Havoc. But it is an open contract to the entire NLW roster. It's a first come, first served basis. Who's feeling lucky enough to challenge for the world title at Havoc against AJ Styles? I've got a feeling that the man who's going to answer that open challenge, certainly not heartbroken, if you get what I mean. Wink wink, nudge nudge, eh? And like I said, it could be anyone. Yeah, right. And if anybody thinks they're going to ruin our night, you have got another thing coming.
Well, what do we get from that exactly? Well, we got that Shawn Michaels is clearly, or was clearly, disenfranchised with NLW. And in fact, he was attacked by the NWO a few weeks ago, but he sold out essentially. He sold his soul to these evil people to try and get ahead in this company, and it's pretty disgusting, to be honest with you. And I don't think I thought Shawn Michaels had turned a corner as he entered NLW originally, and now he's just tarnished all of that. And now the commissioner has set up this entire farce later tonight, where obviously he's intending that Shawn Michaels is the #1 contender, but he just wants to rub it in everyone's faces. And it's quite disgusting if you ask me.
A memory is such a treasure. I remember the first time I ever saw Abigail sitting in that chair. She was so beautiful. Not just in her appearance, but in the things she said to me. about all the lies that this rotten world had been feeding me my entire life. She told me about people like you. You tried to use that memory against me. You tried to use this symbol to burn fear into my heart. The only thing you succeeded in doing was turning the chair into dust. Everyone's asking, what is left of you? Is it agony? Is it fear, broken, empty soul? And now you're afraid to show your face. Because you knew that in that moment, the eyes of the entire world were opened. And they suddenly all felt shame at their nakedness. It's such a tragedy, really, what happened to you. Your destiny taken. But it will also be my coronation and take my place, my rightful place among the gods. The new face of fear.
Well, hi there, Mr. Ayatollah of Rock and Roller. You don't look too happy. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I noticed you weren't wearing your belt around your waist. That's because R-Truth beat you last night, didn't he? And why was that? And you can look at me with those eyes and you can dart them straight into mine. But, you know, don't blame me, although it would be the obvious reaction. Blame yourself. You're not the ruthless Chris Jericho that I knew when I signed you originally. You were this company's most feared man, and what are you now? Not the Intercontinental Champion, certainly. And, yep, I did get your email, and I wasn't too happy with the expletives in it, but essentially you want your rematch, don't you? And you want your Intercontinental title rematch against R-Truth to be tonight. But you see, R-Truth, he's a little bit sore from not only beating you for the Intercontinental title last night at the Royal Rumble, but also eliminating you from the Royal Rumble match. So, as for you, you're going to go out there, and you're going to go one-on-one with Kurt Angle. And you're not going to lay a finger on me, because I can have you arrested. And as for your request for a rematch for the Intercontinental Championship, well, that, Mr. Jericho, has been denied for now. Focus on this, impress me, and maybe you'll get your rematch, because I don't really feel like giving it to you. But regardless, good luck, man. Keep your chin up.
Well, now the Commissioner's just abusing his power. He has a contracted rematch, he can cash it in anytime he really wants to, but the Commissioner just outright refusing to give him a rematch tonight, and by the sounds of it, Chris Jericho's not going to get his Intercontinental title rematch for a while, but still we'll stick with that story as it develops. But right now, here is the man who last night unleashed a fury upon the Viper Randy Orton inside the steel cage. He put his body on the line, he even tried to moonsault off the top of the cage, for God's sake. And so much of it was dealt to Randy Orton, but nothing was putting him away. But at the very end, Randy Orton tried to escape the door, he got too cocky, and then he got caught out in the ankle lock, and Randy Orton essentially had to tap out. But Orton, obviously, as we saw last night, taking his frustrations out in the Rumble match, but, you know, we'll get to that later. If you saw it, you'd know what I'm talking about, but right now, Kurt Angle has a chance to move on. He's obviously going to have to be sore after that steel cage match at the Rumble, but this man is also going to be in a bitter state after, well, the Commissioner brought it up himself. He lost the Intercontinental Championship thanks to interference from the Commissioner last night, and then to make matters worse, he was also eliminated by R-Truth in the Royal Rumble matchup. So, a lot of anger from Jericho tonight, you gotta believe, and you can see Kurt Angle looking at him, darting his eyes towards him. I don't think either of these men really want to face each other here tonight, especially Chris Jericho, but Angle, he's in a terrible state after what happened in the cage match last night, but he's still ready to go, as is Chris Jericho. Jericho obviously also had to compete twice as well, let's not forget that, but now you can see the undefeated, unpinned, unsubmitted Kurt Angle going one-on-one with Jericho. And can Jericho here tonight put a stamp on No Limits Wrestling by beating the unpinned, unsubmitted Kurt Angle? We shall see. He's taken over though, and Angle going to use the wrestling tactics to his advantage. And right now Angle looking into his eyes, but now look at this, what a spinning heel kick by Jericho. And Jericho having to put the issues with the NWO aside for now. focusing on Angle with that suplex. This is our opening contest of the evening. Y2J Chris Jericho, former Intercontinental Champion now, going one-on-one with the Olympic gold medalist. And now look at this. Went for the clothesline but got caught out with the German suplex. And Jericho being taken to Suplex City at the moment. Or is he going to go for the Angle slam? But Jericho manages to scour out one well. And now, are we going to see the Walls of Jericho? He's trying to turn the massive frame of Angle over, but he gets to the ropes instead. And Jericho now sees Angle on the apron. Angle not 100%, as we've said already. And Jericho's going to have to try and take advantage of that. Despite the fact that Jericho's not in a great condition either, but now sending Angle into the steel steps. And this is not the kind of Chris Jericho we've seen recently. This is a much more bitter and twisted Chris Jericho, especially after what went down. But nevertheless, he's using it to his advantage. Goes for the crossbody, but it's rolled through by Angle. But Jericho still manages to kick out, and now going for that ankle. Maybe can use that ankle lock that he used to make Orton tap out in the cage last night. But now the boot right to the back and sending Angle shoulder first. And now Jericho going to continue to work on that shoulder with a knee driving into him. Picked up again, but now Angle has him scouted, going for that belly to belly, but clocked in the head. And now that one was scouted. Caught out again though, and the belly to belly throw across the ring. Chris Jericho is going to have to try and find his feet. Oh my. Are we going to see the Walls of Jericho from Kurt Angle here? But Jericho manages to scout his own maneuver well. And now going for him again. But the dive is caught out. And the belly-to-belly suplex is connected. Chris Jericho in trouble at the moment. And obviously with the issues on his mind, he's being pummeled by Kurt Angle right now. He wants his Intercontinental title rematch, but tonight he's got to deal with Angle in this onslaught. Picked up again and slammed down with another suplex. They call him the Suplex King, and it's hard to argue with that because right now he's taking it to him. But an enziguri by Jericho, and he's trying to get himself back into this contest. Chris Jericho has got to use the high flying ability that he's used throughout his career, but now you can see that net breaker. Angle obviously advantage with the power game and the ground game, but there you see the Hurricane Rana into the cover again. But it is Angle once again kicking out, and there is a reason he is unpinned and unsubmitted here in NLW, because he can reverse things like this. But now he's going for that German suplex again, but thrown away. And now, oh my! And Chris Jericho sending a message. Chris Jericho with the ankle lock. And this is Angle's own maneuver being used against him here. He may very well tap out to his own move, but roll through, and Kurt Angle kicks away. That could have been dangerous right there. But Jericho going after him again, but a German suplex. And now picked up again and slammed down again. Are we going to see the trifecta? Yes, we do. Trifecta of German suplexes. And Kurt Angle now in a rage. He has got that ankle held, and he is using this to full effectiveness right now. Jericho in the centre of the ring, he's close to the ropes, but manages to roll through and get out of that unscathed for the moment. But Angle may not be unscathed after this. The Walls of Jericho are locked in the centre of the ring, and he may have to tap out here. But Angle trying to get out of it, and he does, but only momentarily. Because there you see the catapult by Jericho. And now the Bulldog. Kurt Angle looking into the sky. Jericho now going for that Lion Salt, but the knees were up. And obviously Jericho in a world of pain after having the knees driven into his stomach. He went for the Lion Salt, didn't connect effectively, and now caught out with the Angle slam. And for a second night in a row, Jericho has an awful night. Well, first he loses his Intercontinental Championship, then he goes to the Commissioner tonight and doesn't get it, doesn't get his rematch, and then he's just almost like sacrificed to Kurt Angle. Angle on riding a wave of momentum, you've got to say, but Chris Jericho setting another example of why this situation with the NWO is getting into his head mentally. And well, he had the knees up for the Lionsault, and then that Angle slam that has put many away in the past, and Jericho becomes yet another name on the list that Kurt Angle has pinned and submitted. But now Jericho taking his frustrations to the backstage. He's going to be unhappy with losing. Hang on. And now, well, if you saw the Royal Rumble last night, you would know who made a spectacular debut. And what is happening now? And it appears that the demon has been unleashed yet again. This man, Finn Balor, last night at the Royal Rumble, debuted at number 30. He eliminated numerous wrestlers, including R-Truth, including, in fact, Shawn Michaels, and also the man he's in the ring with right now. Finn Balor, last night at the Royal Rumble, eliminated Kurt Angle, and well, Kurt Angle, he is unpinned, he is unsubmitted, but for how long will that be? Finn Balor is in the ring now, and what a stare down this is. Is Angle looking into the eyes of the man who's going to end his unbeaten run? Well, we're going to find out, but also we're going to find out what The Undertaker's got to say. Last night at the Royal Rumble, he won. He eliminated CM Punk, and now he's going to WrestleMania to challenge for the world title. What has he got to say about that monumental victory? We're going to find out in our next part.